Extract 14. Vincent Frankenstein. Date 1800s. I am back from the publishers, and have had a brief but so warmly welcomed and unexpected visit from John on the way home. As I walked, a stranger called to me, and I smiled as I recognized that twang. Turning, I felt happy to see his half-smile as he strode up beside me. His beard was trimmed, his face full and healthy, and I saw under his coat that he had another dove where the old one had been broken. It brought me joy to see him so well, and like the man I had first met. "It is so good to see you, John. How are you? How are Anne and the children?" I asked him in my excitement. "I am well, Vincent, and so are Anne and the children. They are happy on their own world, and I visit them when I can." "And what of Connor?" I asked. There was a long and heavy pause. "I'd rather not talk about that, if that's okay," he finally replied, his voice quiet. I couldn't tell if his silence was because of some tragedy, or if he preferred not to discuss such things, as these wonders were supposed to be kept secret as possible. I guessed it might be the former, and out of respect, I inquired no further, and changed the subject. "I have just been to the publishers, and collected the royalties for a book about our adventures that Mary and I wrote. I hope you don't mind," I added, scratching the back of my head, "but we felt it would help our fight for equality, if presented as a fiction. No one would believe it anyway, and we edited it heavily, so there was no mention of you. It was a good idea to use your father's diary and your and Mary's story, and guise it as fiction," he said, to my relief. "I'm thankful that you kept me out of it, and changed some of the details. That was very wise of you. I must leave as little mark on the worlds I visit as I can, so thank you. It's a radical story, but many have warmed to it, haven't they?" "They have. Our first royalty check is quite substantial. The money will continue to help us move the cause forward. Mary and I have meetings with various officials in the next few weeks. We'll be able to talk about changing laws to bring to pass the equality that is needed. I'm proud of all you are doing, Vincent, and how much you've changed. It's not easy fighting against such a long history of false attitudes, but give it time, and you and Mary and many others will change your world for the better. Thank you for your help, John. We couldn't have done it without you. It's a scriptorian's honor to be part of such stories, so thank you, Vincent. How is Mary's health?" This was a subject I often tried not to think about, but John was only inquiring out of concern and love. "It is slowly getting worse. There are bouts of paralysis too now, and though she insists all will be fine, I fear the worst. I'm so sorry to hear this, my friend. Such pains are not easy to bear. Enjoy every moment with her, and be strong for her." "I will. She has always been strong for me, so I'm doing my best." "Good man. Anyway, we are nearly at your house now, and I must be going. I have some errands I must attend to." "Will you not stay longer?" I pleaded. "Mary would love to spend some time with you." "I wish I could, but I have only returned to say goodbye. I will try to visit again one day, but all is well for this world, so my time can be used elsewhere, even though part of me would love to spend more time with you." He sighed. "Goodbye, Vincent, and all the best for the future." "And to you, John," I replied with a heavy heart. And he simply tipped his large-brimmed hat, turned around, walked back the way he had come, and finally rounded the corner, and was gone. I went into my house to see Mary, and told her what had happened. I then found this diary again, to write about this potentially last encounter with John Idaho Thatcher. As for this diary, I feel I must hide it away, as John said he wants to keep his time here on the world secret and hidden as much as possible. The diary has been of use to read, and to learn all about my father's mistakes, and to recall mine and Mary's adventures. Our story will hopefully inspire a greater change towards equality, but this diary contains many secrets that should not be found out or found to be real. I think tomorrow I will do what my father couldn't, and burn it, so those secrets cannot be discovered. It seems a tragedy to lose this diary, especially after writing so much in it, and this entry that no one will ever read. For these words will be destroyed and never seen, but it has been of value and great worth to me.